we're going to have to start addressing silly season soon. But Andy, you wanted to talk about Lacazette.
Yeah, he registers as our player of the year. I think that, you know, there's probably no other player that is better equipped to win the award. I just wanted to hear your guys' opinion on if you thought it was a suitable individual to win it.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was kind of a no-brainer. I think if Ramsey had been fit more, then maybe he would have snuck it. But Lacazette, just in terms of, I mean, ignoring his goals for a start, just his work rate off the ball, it's fantastic. I think he plays with the right attitude. He's always trying. He tracks back. He's weird because he does a lot of the stuff that Giroud used to do, and people used to give Giroud so much stick.
I thought the same thing yesterday when he did something that was like so skillful and like a wave, like not involved in attacking, that I literally thought about that Giroud comparison yesterday, and then I was like, he's silly bringing that up, but
yeah, but
I'm silly coming from you.
I just think in the way he occupies defenders, his movement's great, his first touch. I think his whole attitude and stuff, and he's refreshing. You see the fans have really bought into him. And when he first came into the club, he kind of had a little bit of a difficult spell. He started off well, and then he had that injury, and I don't think he ever quite got back from that. And he seemed to have lost a little bit of pace. Then he had the surgery, and he was fine again. Obviously, the bromance between him and Aubameyang is fantastic. He's never going to be, for me, like the very, very top shelf level strikers. You know, he's not going to hit I don't think he's ever going to be a 25 goal plus, you know, or 30 goal a season striker, you know, in the world class. I know there's been reports about Barcelona and stuff. I don't think that's true, to be perfectly honest. He's never going to be quite at that level of a football club, but he's just below that, and everything he gives off the ball just makes him outstanding. In kind of the way that when you saw Suarez at his peak at Liverpool, what he would do off the ball in terms of tracking, harassing goalkeepers, defenders, closing down, his work rate for the team, his attitude, the energy he brings, and trying to drag players up with him and motivate them and stuff as well. There really isn't anyone else in the squad who I think epitomises that so much. Maybe Koscielny a little bit this season. It surprised me how he's come back from the injury. He's kind of got the similar thing. But I'd love it if the rest of our team had Lacazette's attitude, because I think he's been fantastic. We did a little review on like players in the squad who we would keep, who we would let go, that kind of thing, if money was no option, and, you know, all fairy tale stuff. And there were so few players we'd keep, but the one name that everyone said straight away was Lacazette. Was like first on the list of players.
I'm writing down Lacazette greater than peak Luis Suarez. Got that. You mentioned the Barcelona link. Word is that they're sniffing around for him with a supposed price tag of 70 million. You've obviously stated you don't believe it, but the two questions about that. One, do you take that deal if it's real? Second, would you counter offer to accept 20 million and to throw a player in? And I'm not talking about Umtiti. I'm talking about Mustafi.
So hang on, they pay 20 million and they get Lacazette and Mustafi.
Yes, and we're happier than getting 70 million just for Lacazette.
I mean, that'd be interesting. That'd probably please more of the fans than the other way around. That's how much Mustafi's hated. 70 million is hard to turn down.
He's what, 29, 30 years old?
No, I think
no, he was younger. He was
27, I think. Lacazette. I'll have to
he came here. He was 24, 25. I was thinking of Aubameyang's age.
He's 27. Yeah, so he's 28 at the end of this month. So he's still got some, you know, like 3-4 years at like his peak in him.
But if we sell him for 70 million, who can we actually buy to replace him?
Delete. And just play him up front. I don't care. I just want that guy.
I mean, this is the thing. As much as that money would be great, and I think in an ideal world I probably would accept it because we are short of cash, and if we don't make Champions League, we're going to have to sell anyway, and that's such a good offer. You can't really turn it down. You've still got Aubameyang, who, for me, I do actually think he's starting to get on the downturn of his career, but he's still going to get you a lot of goals regardless. And obviously you can reinvest that money. The problem is who are you letting take that money and reinvest it. Because I do not trust Sanyehi, and I don't necessarily trust Emery with his choices in terms of recruitment. If Sven Mislintat was still here and they said there's 70 million, go and reinvest that in the squad, I would be more than confident for him to come back and say, like, he's a 22-year-old striker, he's a 18-year-old, left back, and 21-year-old midfielder. I've got you all of that for 70 million. They'll be great. They're all development projects.
There's a player we could probably get. We could pry away from Juve for 70 million. I hear he's not available, but if we offer 70 million to Juve for that Ramsey guy, do you think we can get him?
I saw someone saying that yesterday in our chat box. They were saying, "Oh, if we sold, Welbeck's gone, so we've got his money. We've got Czech's money as well now.
Put in a cheeky bid for Ramsey.
Yeah, just put in a little bid for Ramsey. You never know. Juve might say yes.
He might. He's already surplus to requirements there. So,
if we want a bit of a nightmare, like headache kind of striker. Like, he's very, very good, but his agent's a nightmare. The Mauro Icardi might be stepping out of Inter Milan.
His agent is his wife, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's great to look at, but Jesus Christ, you do not want to talk to that woman. She's fucking mental.
I was about to say, if people say that about my wife, until you added that second part, and I'm not going to say that now. Andy, do you take 70 million for Lacazette?
No. Only because in this market, to get someone of his caliber to come in and replace him, I don't even think we could get Icardi for that. Then you got to look at the wage budget. And it wasn't just his presence in front of goal. It's just how he is on the pitch. He's kind of like Henry, where he will drop back to receive the ball. He doesn't do it as much. He doesn't make those darting runs. But there were just moments in a match where our midfielders weren't stepping up, and all of a sudden you saw Lacazette come in and make a challenge, and you're thinking, oh, fuck, that was awesome. And he's got a good work rate. And so, no, I wouldn't take it.
Yeah, James in the chat has said was great seeing Laka point at his head, telling others to focus. I mean, we need to sign more players who know how to point at their head. That's clear. I mean, that's
Flamini back. He was the king of pointing. Flamini was great at it.
Flamini would point to his head and say, "I'm smart enough to start a $400 billion company. Why aren't you guys good enough to start $400 billion?"